here, Joseph?
Today we have a 206 GTI, 180 horsepower.
I can't see it, it's camouflaged.
Yeah, camouflage 206 GTI. Track car in for a bit of mapping. Hasn't really got much going on with it. It's exhaust mods, intake mods. Apparently there's a camshaft that's been recommended, but duration, like duration wise and lift wise, it's not really much better than stock. So yeah, just kind of seeing what we can do with it, extract a little bit more where we can, probably raise the rev limiter a little bit, try and gain a bit more power up top. Obviously, as it's going to be used on track, that's where it's going to pretty much spend its life getting its head kicked in.
Yeah, it's the safety, it's the number one priority, really, isn't it?
Yeah, try and keep it as safe as we possibly can. Obviously, with it in mind that it's just going to get beaten on day in, day out, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not bad, to be honest. It's been a while since I've sat in one of these. It's only done 67k from new.
Is that all? 67,000?
Yeah, 67k.
Wow.
But I can't remember the last time I was in a 206 GTI.
Yeah, they're quite rare.
I mean, I had one of these, but the 140 brake, like 12 years ago.
140 brake?
No, longer than that. 13 years ago, I think I had one. No, 12 years ago.
I'm gonna hold my comments.
Yeah, give or take, it was a long time ago, and like I said, you just don't really see them anymore, or many of them, for obvious reasons.
So, what's the plan? We're gonna do a stock rip?
Yes, plans we're going to do a couple of rips now, just to get baseline figure,
Baseline.
and then yeah, build up a bass tune for it and get started.
Cool. Shall we go?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, that's interesting, Joseph.
So we were basically told that there was no way on this green earth it would make stock power.
Well, even when they were new, they didn't really make stock power.
Yeah, no, which there's a lot of cars out there, admittedly, where the claimed numbers, they're not what they make. I mean, we've seen plenty of cars that come in under. We have seen quite a lot of cars that come in over as well. But yeah, this actually came in, obviously with the mods it's got. Personally, I'd expect it to make a little bit more power because it's going to breathe a lot better.
Yeah, but when you're only expecting 160 on a good day,
yeah,
hoping for 180, which is what they're supposed to be stock, I think was very, very optimistic.
Yeah.
It's all really good for it.
Yeah, no, it's done.
It's done well.
Yeah, done really well. Did 191 and 214 Newton meters. Torque curve's a little bit spiky, but a lot of stuff like this tends to be similar.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, from $5,000 basically, it's all on the up, isn't it? And that's where this car's going to live its life.
No, exactly. I mean, yeah, you're pretty much talking. Yeah. But no, it's all right. It's it's definitely exceeded expectations quite a bit.
Quite a lot, yeah. That's impressive.
But the plan now is, we'll get a bass tune built, put that in, get some data, do some pulls, and just see what we can get. I mean, yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah, so am I. Because surely we're going to hit limits for like airflow or fuel at some point fairly soon. In that, with that being where it is.
Yeah. No, definitely. So, but we'll, all we can do is give it a try
fine-tune
and see.
Let's go. So,
Yeah, she's done all right.
stuff and things. Bits and bobs.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So we finished up with 200 horsepower on the nose, 218 newton meters, so not a massive torque gain peak, but there is a torque gain pretty much through most of the range.
Yeah, there is. I mean, the gain for power and torque is basically throughout the entire range, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the majority of the horsepower gain is pretty much from like 4.7-ish onwards power wise.
Yeah.
We were obviously revving this a bit higher, revving over 7,500 RPM, I think we're revving to. So yeah, a bit more than, I mean, not loads more than stock. They revved to like 7.3-ish, I think, 7.2, 7.3. But yeah, so we've sort of put the rev limiter a bit further out. But I mean, you can see from the graph, we've gained quite a bit of power up top. If you look at wheel horsepower, it kind of gets to like 6.2 and just flat lines.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
Yeah, I will take people over to see the graph in a second.
But yeah, no, it's done well. I mean, being honest with how well it did standard,
Yeah.
I was a little bit
Dubious.
Yeah, I was a bit dubious about how much it was going to gain.
Yeah, I mean, it did do impeccably.
Yeah, I mean, it's the age-old problem of naturally aspirated. You're limited to what air the engine can take on, which then limits you fueling-wise to get your optimal AFR ratio, or air fuel ratio, should I say. And then, obviously you're then limited by your fuel for timing, as well as other factors.
Yeah.
So, it's not like boost where you turn the boost up, you can then add more fuel and then, mess around with timing accordingly and, using, as we've seen with some cars, using other fuels like ethanol or, larger ethanol content, you become a lot less knock limited. But yeah, no, I think it's definitely done well considering. So it should be, hopefully, should do well on track.
Right, so this is the graph. Obviously ended up at 200 and 218. But obviously, as you can see, thinner lines are stock, and then obviously tuned is the slightly thicker lines. Orange is torque, red is crank, blue is wheel horsepower. But you can see sort of gains over the stock lines the whole way up, especially at the top. Obviously, this being a track car, it's basically living its life from here onwards anyway. So yeah, it's a lovely sort of top end graph because it's just climbing, flattens off, and then rip through the gears that way. So yeah, not loads in terms of peak gain, but when a car starts this strongly, it's not always something that's easy to achieve anyway, especially with NA. But as you can see throughout the board, more drivable, better performing.